Welcome back to Dinar Today, your source for clear, factual updates on the Iraqi dinar, free from hype and speculation. If you're joining us for the first time, you found the right place. What we are covering today is one of the most substantial developments to emerge in recent memory. We are examining official confirmations from the Iraqi Gazette regarding significant exchange rate adjustments planned for implementation in 2026. This is not social media chatter. This is not forum theory. This is documentation from an official state publication for anyone holding dinar. Understanding this development is critical not just for what it promises, but for the reality of what it entails and how you must prepare. Let me be unequivocal from the start. The dinar landscape has long been cluttered with misinformation, exaggerated predictions, and financial scams. Promises of overnight riches and guaranteed rates have preyed upon the hopes of genuine holders. That is not our purpose here. Our mission is to deliver verified information from credible sources, enabling you to make informed, rational decisions. If you seek sensationalism or empty guarantees, look elsewhere. But if you seek to understand the actual mechanisms of currency policy, the tangible steps being taken by Iraq's financial authorities, and a framework for safeguarding your interests, then let's begin. The source of this update is paramount. The Iraqi Gazette, or Al-Waqi al-Iraqiyya, is the official publication of the Iraqi government. Its announcements carry the full weight of state authority. They are not leaks, tips, or rumors. They are formal communications of legal and policy changes. According to recent reporting stemming from this source, the Central Bank of Iraq is in active preparation for meaningful adjustments to the official exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. You must appreciate the gravity of such a signal. Central banks are inherently conservative institutions. Currency exchange rates are among the most carefully managed economic instruments a nation possesses. They influence everything from domestic inflation to international trade worth billions. When a central bank formally signals through its government's official journal that significant rate changes are being prepared, it is a definitive statement. It signifies that extensive planning, economic modeling, and high-level coordination have already occurred behind the scenes. The discussion has moved from if to how and when. For long-term holders, this represents a pivotal shift. One of the core frustrations has been the apparent stagnation, the long periods without visible, kinetic movement. This official confirmation signals a transition from internal planning to public preparation for execution. It is the movement from theoretical possibility to operational reality that holders have been awaiting as evidence of genuine forward progress. Now, let's define significant rate changes in practical terms. The exchange rate is the value relationship between the Iraqi dinar and other currencies, primarily the US dollar. A change means adjusting how many dinars equal $1, or what dollar value one dinar represents. An upward adjustment and appreciation means the dinar gains inherent value relative to the dollar. This is the central hope for holders. However, we must be realistic. Adjustments can also be made for stabilization, alignment with international standards, or to reflect new economic realities within Iraq itself. What makes this announcement profoundly important is not just the confirmation of intent, but the manner of its communication. Transparency in monetary policy builds confidence. Opaque, sudden currency moves create market chaos and destroy trust. That Iraq is publicly signaling, through its most formal channel, that changes are being prepared demonstrates a level of economic maturity and that commitment to stability that is genuinely positive. This is the protocol of developed economies. Observing Iraq adopt this disciplined approach is an encouraging sign. I know the immediate question: does this mean the revaluation is finally here? Should I start planning for the proceeds? Let me address this with direct honesty. No one outside a confined circle within the Central Bank of Iraq and senior government can know the exact implementation date or final rate. Anyone claiming such insider information is misinformed or deceptive. What we can assert is this: the administrative and systemic infrastructure for executing rate changes is now being formally erected. The groundwork is being laid. This is authentic, measurable progress. But it is the start of a complex process, not its end. Currency adjustments are multi-stage undertakings. They require coordination between the central bank, commercial banks, government ministries, and often international institutions. Software systems nationwide require updates and testing. Thousands of bank employees need new procedural training. Physical currency logistics must be reviewed. International partners must be notified. Each step takes time, weeks or months. The Gazette confirmation tells us this process has been officially initiated. That is monumental. Expecting overnight results, however, misunderstands institutional finance and sets you up for disappointment. The credibility of this source cannot be overstated. The Dinar community has been susceptible to cycles of rumor from unverifiable origins. The Iraqi Gazette exists in a different category. When it reports preparation, financial institutions, businesses, and citizens take notice and begin their own adjustments. This is not speculative content for web traffic, it is actionable intelligence with real-world ramifications. So, what are the potential implications for you if the official rate adjusts upward? The theoretical dollar value of your holdings increases. This is the basic arithmetic. However, the crucial pivot is this: realizing that value depends entirely on accessing a safe, legal, and legitimate exchange channel. This is where your personal preparation becomes critical. You must identify which institutions in your region handle dinar exchanges. You must have your currency organized, verified for authenticity, and impeccably documented. You must understand the tax implications in your jurisdiction. You must have a plan that avoids panic or engagement with unverified buyers. Context is also vital. These perspective changes occur within Iraq's broader economic reform agenda. The government has been working to modernize banking, enhance transparency, and cultivate stability. Rate adjustment is not an isolated event. It is a component of a comprehensive strategy to strengthen the sovereign economy. Viewing it through this wider lens reveals it as part of a fundamental transformation, a process that is methodical and extended, but promises more durable benefits than any quick numerical shift alone. A common concern is the possibility of reversal. While all policy retains flexibility, the nature of this announcement suggests long-term planning, not a short-term experiment. Central banks stake their credibility on such decisions. A reversal shortly after implementation would be catastrophically damaging. The advanced official signaling indicates extensive work to ensure sustainability. This does not erase all risk, but it strongly suggests a serious, well-considered policy initiative. Now, to your actionable steps. First, commit to information from legitimate, primary sources. Monitor the Iraqi Gazette portal, Central Bank of Iraq statements, and reputable international financial reporting. Build an information ecosystem that does not rely on social media rumor mills. Second, initiate a physical audit of your holdings. Examine each note meticulously for authenticity. Counterfeit dinars exist. Discovering this at the point of exchange would be disastrous. Group notes by denomination and series. Store them securely. Create a detailed digital inventory. Third, proactively research your exchange option. Contact local banks to inquire about dinar exchange policies. Many do not offer this service. Identify which institutions do, and understand their specific procedures and documentation requirements. The worst position is to research this under time pressure. Fourth, disengage from the social media hype cycle. You will see posts declaring imminent revaluation, exclusive rates, and urgent deadlines. These are typically exaggerations or fabrications designed to generate panic. Disregard them. Your focus must remain on official channels and methodical preparation. Let's address timing with specificity. significant adjustments are not instantaneous. Post-announcement and implementation period follows. Banks need time to update software, conduct testing, and train staff. The government must reconcile monetary policy. International networks need calibration. This can span weeks or months. Patience during this phase is a strategic necessity. Attempting to rush it leads to errors or vulnerability to scams. Consider the international dimension. A substantial currency adjustment sends ripples through global markets. For the dinar, a well-executed change could bolster international confidence, potentially increasing liquidity and institutional willingness to handle transactions. This doesn't mean instant personal wealth, but it cultivates a more robust long-term environment. Enhanced legitimacy benefits all holders. The security of your eventual exchange is paramount. The only prudent pathway is through official, regulated channels, licensed banks, or regulated exchange bureaus with verifiable oversight. I must stress this with utmost gravity. Never use unverified private buyers, especially those initiating contact via social media, email, or text. These are proven hunting grounds for fraud. Patience in selecting a verified partner is infinitely superior to irreversible loss. We must also discuss psychology. If you've held for years, you've navigated hope, frustration, and anxiety. This news can trigger intense reactions. The discipline is to prevent emotions from driving decisions. Excitement fuels impulse, fear provokes poor choices. The antidote is a framework of preparation built during calm rationality. Understanding the implementation mechanics sets realistic expectations. Internally, when new rates are promulgated, a technical cascade begins. Every commercial bank must update systems ATMs, teller software, online platforms. Employees need training. Brief service interruptions may occur. For Iraqi society, it triggers a period of adjustment in pricing and contracts. For international holders, it means waiting for domestic systems to stabilize. Recognizing these steps as normal is key to maintaining composure. Regarding the scale of adjustment, we must acknowledge the boundary of our knowledge. Precise figures remain with the central bank. The magnitude will depend on economic factors, foreign reserves, inflation, trade balance, oil revenue, and fiscal policy. The Gazette confirms the preparations are for significant changes. Even a measured initial step represents decisive directional movement and establishes a precedent. Many successful currency rehabilitations occur through deliberate steps, not single leaps. International confidence is built through transparency and stable execution. Iraq's choice to signal changes officially demonstrates professional stewardship, fostering trust. This accruing confidence constructs a more stable macro environment for the currency's future. Foundation more valuable long-term than a volatile spike. Now, we confront the inevitable scam proliferation. Fraudulent actors monitor these developments. You will see offers for pre-release rates, exclusive programs, and communications from fake task forces. The vast majority are fraudulent, legitimate. Institutions do not prospect via social media ads. They do not promise rates wildly divergent from official benchmarks. They do not demand immediate action without due diligence. Independently verify any entity. Check for licenses, physical addresses, and complaints. Never ship currency or transmit funds without absolute confirmation of legitimacy. Your organizational protocol should be methodical. Separate notes by denomination and condition. Use central bank guides to verify security features, watermarks, threads, color shifting ink. Create a spreadsheet inventory. Store currency securely. Preserve all purchase receipts and records. This documentation is crucial for both verification and potential tax compliance. Undertaking this now ensures operational readiness. For holders outside Iraq, maintain a dual focus. Monitor Iraq's domestic financial developments and observe international market reactions. Internal upgrades enable the mechanism. Global sentiment influences exchange availability in your country. This holistic perspective guards against being misled by isolated data points. The concern about policy reversal must be tempered by the announcement's nature. Official, preemptive communication implies a commitment to a sustained direction. Central banks stake credibility on such decisions. Reversals are instruments of last resort. This makes a near-term reversal highly improbable, as it would inflict severe institutional damage. Revisiting the implementation timeline manages expectations. A phased rollout is standard. System updates, public communication, a managed transition, full deployment, and stabilization. This sequence can span months. Comprehending this progression is your defense against frustration post-announcement, which can lead to poor choices. The psychological endurance demanded is substantial. This official confirmation validates long-held patience. Yet, the final stages require the same discipline. Emotional resilience, paired with executed preparation, is your formula for successful navigation. Iraq's concurrent economic reforms provide essential context. Efforts to modernize banking, improve governance, and diversify the economy create the foundational strength that makes a stronger currency viable. This perspective frames the dinar as a potential beneficiary of structural transformation, not a mere speculative token. Regarding exchange methodologies, understand options in advance. Licensed banks offer high security. Authorized exchange bureaus are another avenue, demanding rigorous license verification. Some discussion exists around official programs. Though none are confirmed, online platforms require extreme caution. Research, verify, and decide on a preferred route now. Creating a plan rather than facing a chaotic decision under pressure. Tax implications are frequently overlooked. In most jurisdictions, currency exchange profits are taxable events. Classification and rates vary widely. Documentation of your cost basis and sale price is non-negotiable. Consulting a qualified tax professional before an exchange event is a strongly recommended step in your preparation. Avoid the shock of unexpected liability. The role of social media is dual-natured. It enables community, but is also the primary vector for misinformation and scams. Cultivate critical evaluation skills. Ask, is this from a primary source? Does the speaker have expertise? Can it be cross-verified? Is there a commercial motive? This filter protects you and extracts signal from noise. Examining historical precedents from other nations is instructive. Successful currency rehabilitations typically involve sustained reform and gradual adjustment, not sudden, single events. While Iraq's situation is unique, these cases underscore that patience and managed expectations are universal prerequisites. To the inevitable question of potential return, I will not provide speculative figures. Your outcome hinges on three variables: the final adjustment magnitude unknown, your holdings quantity and authenticity within your control, and your exchange execution within your planning. Focus energy on optimizing the factors you can control. Let me redefine patience. It is not passive waiting. It is the active state of preparation. During the interim, it is staying informed, organizing assets, researching options, understanding obligations, and maintaining emotional discipline. It is resisting impulsive action driven by fear or euphoria. It is holding realistic expectations while remaining posed to act deliberately. This active patience is the defining trait of successful navigation. As we progress, focus on controllable actions. You cannot control the CBI's timing or global reactions, but you can control your readiness, your information quality, your emotional response, and your decision-making rigor. Concentrating here reduces anxiety and improves the likelihood of a favorable outcome. In conclusion, the Iraqi Gazette's confirmation of rate change preparations is a verifiable, substantive milestone for long-term holders. It validates patience. However, it opens a new implementation phase. The imperative is threefold: prepare with diligence, practice active patience, and anchor understanding in official sources. Verify your currency. Systematize documentation. Identify legitimate pathways. Comprehend tax implications. And erect defenses against fraud. The opportunity reflected is real, but its successful realization is contingent upon disciplined strategy and meticulous planning. Thank you for your time. If this analysis provided clarity and an actionable framework, please support the channel. If you value factual reporting, subscribe. If you know fellow holders who would benefit, share this discussion. We navigate as a community. Shared, accurate understanding is our best collective defense. Stay informed through credible sources. Stay prepared through deliberate action. Stay patient through disciplined focus. I will see you in the next update.